What's going on, everybody? It's me, Golden Blue Dude, here with you again. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button because I do college football videos every single day, and I'll get around to college basketball as well. Sorry, I had to get my drink. Caffeine withdrawals. Yes, I am dependent on caffeine. I admit it. So it's time to do my first FBS college football game prediction. And today I really wanted to focus on, well, first let me refocus this. There we go. I wanted to focus on Derek King in specifics. So I'm talking about UAB at Miami. Miami needs their own stadium, by the way. They're still using the Dolphins Pro Stadium. Build a stadium that kind of resembles the old Orange Bowl. That was awesome and intimidating. Anyways, I digress. So, Miami is a 14-point favorite at home against UAB. Now, UAB just beat Central Arkansas 45-34, I believe was the score. And it was pretty convincing. They did turn the ball over three times, made the game a lot closer than it should be. So I think Miami is going to be a much better team this year, so I don't think UAB is going to pull an FIU. Canes fans remember that last year they finished the season losing to FIU, Duke, and Louisiana Tech in a bowl game. That was a miserable end to a season, and they actually started the season pretty good playing Florida tough. So they actually did the opposite of what coaches want to see. They want to see progress throughout the year, and Miami went the other direction. So how is Miami going to do this year? Well, I think they're going to do much better. I think they're one of the biggest risers in the ACC. I would put them in the bunch with North Carolina as far as the highest risers. And I will do a risers, fallers, and straight liners video in the future, so keep an eye out on that. So as far as the spread goes, I would take Miami, lay the points, because I think Miami is going to win by at least 3 touchdowns. I just think they have way too much talent. So the first thing we think of as far as this year for Miami is the Houston transfer, Derek King. And we haven't seen him in action for a while, so we forget just how dynamic this guy is. Well, let me remind you. And I'm going back to 2018 because 2019 he kind of set that out. So the 2018 stats, he was 219 out of 345. That's 63.5%. Threw for 2,982 yards, 36 touchdowns, and just 6 interceptions. Oh yeah, he's a dual threat as well. 111 carries for 674 yards. That is 6.1 yards a carry. If you average 6 yards a carry, all you got to do is keep running. You'll get first downs, touchdowns. And go along with that 6.1, 14 touchdowns. There you go. Right as I was saying it. So, to go along with Derek King, they brought in new offensive coordinator, Rhett Lashley. And that's going to help as well because they're going to transition Miami's offense from a pro style to a spread. And that also will benefit Derek King as well. And I think personally, his best target will be his tight end, Brevin Jordan. Last year, he had 35 receptions for 495 yards and 2 touchdowns. He is a legit threat. But he does have some other weapons at his disposal as well. Now, before I go on and name names, I do have to mention Miami did lose 2 of their best wide receivers to the NFL or transfer. So that was a little bit of a knock. But they do have experience coming back. I think out of the wide receivers, the best one coming back is Mike Harley. 38 receptions for 485 yards and 3 touchdowns. But to go along with him is D. Wiggins. He had 20 receptions for 335 yards and 4 touchdowns. And also Mark Pope. 18 receptions for 266 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, another concern that Miami had was their offensive line. That needs to get fixed. So, what did they do? They went and got a new offensive line coach as well, Garen Justice. And They got the Houston quarterback transfer, Derek King, to go along with him. They also got an offensive line transfer from Houston, Jared Williams. And they do have 6 of their most experienced offensive linemen. So hopefully an extra year of experience and gelling together will help that as well. I think their offensive line will take a step forward, and Derek King will make them look better as well. Now, as far as the defense goes, they'll be fine as usual. They got Temple transfer Quincy Roche. This guy is a beast. I mean, he was probably the best, if not the second best, defensive player last year in all of college football. So that was a major pickup. And they also got a transfer from Oregon State, Hamilcar Rashid. And they have linebacker Zach McCloud back. And to go along with him, they have defensive end Gregory Roche as well. So defense is fine. Not worried about defense. I'm talking about the offense, specifically the offensive line. I think if you fix the offensive line, Derek King can go off. And yes, I do have Derek King as a Heisman Trophy finalist and maybe even Heisman Trophy winner. Miami's season comes down to getting that offensive line fixed. And I do think they will get better. And I do think Miami will finish no worse than 4th place in the ACC. No worse. I think they could finish 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and if everything goes together, 1st. But that would be a miracle because they do have to go to Clemson. So I think Miami could finish as high as 2 in reality. We'll see how it goes. But as far as Derek King goes, I think he will have a monster year. I think he will throw for over 3,000 yards, possibly 3,500 yards. And I think he will run for at least 800 yards. I think he will throw for at least 35 touchdowns. And I think he will run for at least 15 touchdowns. How's that for a prediction? There you go. Derek King, monster year. Mark it down. Hey, that's all I got for you for this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you on my next video.